Hey there, and welcome back to Cisco Reads Books. Today we have something a little bit different. It's not exactly a book review, but it's more of a why am I DNFing this book review. Um, so yeah, we're talking about Horror Story by Paul Tremblay. Um, this book did not hit for me. Um, there are aspects of it that I enjoyed, which was basically the script of the movie is pretty well written. I enjoyed reading that, but the first person narration from our main character is just awful. Um yeah, I don't this is I wanted to go into this book loving it because I did read his short story collection, the most recent one, like The Beast Within or something, and his short fiction was amazing. This was the first book that I've read from Paul Tremblay, and yeah, it just fell flat. Um, our narrator is what's his name? Shit, I don't know. Who cares? Um, This book is terrible. The first person narration that we get is just god awful. He's a detestable human being. The characterization of the first person writing is just non-existent. It is not somebody that you'd give a shit about. Um, and just is just is not a character that I want to follow for. So I made it like 100 pages or more into this book, and I like that was like halfway through the book almost, and nothing was really happening. The characterization sucked. The only redeemable quality in this book was the script of horror movie that you get as like interstitiary chapters. Um, and that was the only redeeming quality. And even that was like getting a little tedious having to read a script in a book. Um, but I don't know. This was just a complete fail for me. Um, I don't think this is one that I'm going to come back to. There's it's very few and far between where I say something like that because like most of the time I'm like, maybe it's just where I am in life and maybe it just wasn't the right time. No, I just don't like this book. It's not my thing. Um, I'm willing to try another novel from him, probably Head Full of Ghosts, because I know that's like one of his more critically acclaimed ones. But yeah, horror movie was just awful. I'm sure that it appeals to some people. This is just not my bag. But yeah, so instead of reading Horror Story, we're moving on to another book that actually just came in the mail. It'll be in my small book haul over here that I got from a convention that I went to recently. So look out for that because that's coming up. But we're reading the Ben Franklin Award winner, A Fig for All the Devils, by C.S. Fritz. Um, and this one's fantastic. There's a tagline in the synopsis that I'm just going to read real quick, and this is absolutely what sold me on the book. Um, Actually, I'll just read you the whole thing. An abused, grief-stricken, and impoverished Sonny has all but given up on life. That is, until he meets death, by way of the Grim Reaper. The Reaper is a junk food-loving, poetry-reading, cigarette-addicted entity, has no time to waste as he searches for a suitable successor who would become death for the next millennium. By training the boy in the ways of death and dying, Reaper grooms his young apprentice, and through suspenseful and horror-laced events, he unknowingly gives Sonny something he never intended, a reason to live. So yeah, it had me when it said junk food loving, poetry reading, cigarette addicted Grim Reaper. Um, it's one of those things where it's like, yep, you sold me. I want that. I don't know. I didn't know I needed that in my life, but I need to read that book now, to find out what happens, because that sounds infinitely interesting. And, you do have the Grim Reaper on the cover, just, smoking a cigarette. So, yeah, I mean, and it's in the third person. So I do need a break from first person at this point. The Ferryman, by Justin Cronin was fantastic first person, uh, mixed with some third person. Sorry, allergies are still a bitch around here. Um, where Horror Story was um not that, or a horror movie by Paul Tremblay was not that. It was bad first person with okay script writing, which I guess was third person in a sense, but without, the exposition that you get in normal third person. It was more like I said, it's like you're reading a movie script. Um, so like they don't even compare. However, I was going to go into the next Don DeLillo book, and that is in first person again. And instead of doing that, I'm doing A Fig for All the Devils, just because I need a break from first person at this point, because I don't want to not enjoy End Zone by Don DeLillo, which is the next on the TBR, because of what horror movie did to my enjoyment of first person at this point right now. Because I mean, The Ferryman was very top notch, high quality first person writing. Horror movie was not that at all. So yeah, we're gonna go from horror movie to A Fig for All the Devils, and then we'll probably do um End Zone by Don DeLillo after A Fig. Um and we'll see, hopefully that's enough time in between horrible first person writing to go back into good first person writing from Don DeLillo, because I trust him writing first person anytime. And I will now trust Justin Cronin with that as well. So yeah, that's where it is. This is kind of a weird rant video, update video, whatever you want to call it. It is what it is. DNF going in the donate box. Like I said, I'll give him another shot, but not with this book. So yeah, hope you enjoy this rant-filled episode. But sometimes you just have books that just piss you off, and that was definitely one of them. Until next time, read, because reading is fundamental, people.